Hey guys, welcome so much. We're bringing Michelle Peccia on from Verde Solutions, talking to us about lighting and some of the new services that we have for that. So I'm going to be quiet since we're running a little behind and let Michelle take it away. Go ahead, Michelle. I'll take care of the PowerPoint.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, John. Yes, some of you I have worked really closely with, and some of you I have not met yet. So I hope in the coming weeks we'll be able to connect a little bit more and be able to help your clients take advantage of this new program that we are offering. We have rolled out a new program called Lighting as a Service, and it is a great way for our clients to be able to take advantage of these lighting opportunities without any money out of pocket. It is viewed as a service agreement. It is not an ROI purchase type of capital expense type of thing. It is a month-to-month service. So I'll break that down for you, but you know, right now, it goes to that question, companies are in panic mode, employees are freaking out, your top level executives have no interest in, you know, oftentimes right now discussing any type of purchases. I mean, if you've been on the phone with anybody in sales at this point, a lot of them are just trying to keep their head above water and, you know, appease their clients and just kind of breathe for a minute. And it's interesting because I had a conversation with a couple of my clients today that a week ago were extremely excited about this, you know, lighting project. They were ready to move forward. They were ready to get their lighting upgraded to LED. Today I call them and it just, I mean, I'm talking to them on a very human level and saying, listen, I'm sure things are crazy. And a lot of them are like, yeah, lighting is not, some of them, not all of them, but some of them are saying lighting is not our priority right now. We just are trying to keep the doors open or trying to figure out how we're going to keep people employed and money and, you know, so on and so forth. And through some conversation, you know, I've even said, I'm like, it's very weird for me to even bring up a contract right now in light of everything that's been going on. But the truth is, many companies right now are thinking about money and how to save it and how to recoup and how to find any way to squeeze any money out that they can. And oddly enough, and you know, in it positively enough, lighting as a service is a way to do that. And I said, you know, your proposal yielded a $20,000 a year savings just to switch your lighting. That we can do this with a service agreement, and you guys are cash flow positive in month one. Right now, when your company is going to be kind of in lockdown and not a lot of people can be there or it's closed, we can try to get these projects completed or get somebody in there to do that assessment, and we can try to create a situation where you guys are cash flow positive right away. And they said, you know what, you're absolutely right. We are looking at any way how to save money next year. And then they opened up their ears. People aren't thinking clearly right now. People are freaking out. And when you kind of slow it down and tell them we have a way to help, procurement is a huge way to help businesses right now. This is another way to do it through lighting. You can go to the next slide, John. I will break down a few points here as to what we're going to be covering and what the goal is of this training. You're going to understand what lighting as a service is, how it works, what are the benefits. You're going to learn how to sell lighting as a service to your clients, and then learn the process that we go through to produce a proposal for lighting as a service. This process is going to make it feasible for pretty much any company to be able to complete these energy efficiency projects with zero money down. Next slide. So energy savings as a service is feasible. I mean, it's what we're doing with lighting, but it can be something that we do for HVAC, you know, a couple other things as well. Right now, our main target is lighting. If you have a client who is looking in HVAC controls, refrigeration, things that have incentives, we can definitely look into that as an option for your client. So I have not done a proposal yet that's outside of lighting for lighting, you know, as a service agreement for anything outside of it, but our partners are making that available dependent on the type of project it is. So basically, we are still, working with the utility companies. We are still going to be getting the rebates and incentives for these projects. It's going to apply to the project and the whole cost of the project. It's going to help, with being able to lower the cost of that monthly service agreement. And really the goal is to make it where you guys have, a cash flow positive situation right out of the gate, including all repairs, replacements, and whatnot, for the next 5 years. What we're doing is guaranteeing the performance of the lighting, and that lighting is working, it's operational, and it is maintained. Let's go ahead and move to the next slide. So this is what it looks like. Actually, I feel like we missed a slide, oddly. 1 second. Am I losing my mind here? Nope, actually, we're good. So this slide here, I just popped over, is the proposal. So the best way I can explain this is to show you what we show a client when we do this proposal and we present it to them. Is it possible to see this on your screen, or does this look really small? Because I know when we first pulled it up, it might have looked a little too small to see. And I can't hear anybody at the moment, so John, I don't know if you can hear anyone or if you can see it. It looks too small. Everyone says it's too small. Oops. Here's the chat box. Okay. If you zoom in, I did give John another proposal that we're working on currently, St. Pascal's Church. It's in Chicago. They're a school and church combined. If you want him to zoom in on this a little bit better, we can take a look at the other proposal. I'll let you decide on that, John, based off of what you can see, because I can't do any zooming on my end. Let's do that. Let's look at the other proposal and let's zoom in.
Okay, it's taking the whole screen.
Is it?
Yeah, okay, but I can see still. It's a little fuzzy, it's small.
Can you see the numbers in each box?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is pretty small. I mean, that's okay.
Okay, everyone's saying it's pretty good. All right, let's start from the top here. So this is a proposal we did for Pep Boys, one location. We know Pep Boys is a national company. They're everywhere, and there are franchise owners. They'll own a few locations. This is one of those in the south suburbs of Chicago. This was, an opportunity that an agent just simply did a cold call. They walked in. He noticed that the lighting outside was on in the middle of the day. So he noticed right away that the lighting was on, and it was an old technology, an old metal halide on the wall pack. So he popped on over, walked in, spoke to the manager and said, "Hey, you guys have a ton of lighting and it looks like it's on all day long. Are you guys interested? How come you haven't done any upgrades, and are you interested in seeing what, kind of programs are out there for you?" The guy was like, "You know what? Yeah, our bill is crazy. We're always looking to save money." It was that easy. Is every cold call going to be that easy and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am? No, but you never know unless you walk in, right? So this one was a great one. And I ended up going out there and doing the lighting audit. They had those huge, long, 8-foot, 110-watt T8 tubes all over their facility. They had a bunch of inefficient lighting in their service area. Their lighting outside was on all the time. And mostly their lighting was 24/7. So that they were using a lot of energy. So when you take a look at this proposal here, they really did not want anything that was going to be a capital expense. They wanted anything that was going to immediately be able to be a cash flow positive situation from month one. When I told him about that, he was super excited. This project is no capital investment, as I mentioned. It's a full service agreement, which means for 5 years, we are going to maintain the lighting. And it is not a line of credit or anything like that. It is simply like a lease program. The way it works is we set you up for 60 months, 0 money down. Now, with the new system, in order for us to be able, and we're doing a retrofit for this one, so we didn't do all brand new fixtures. They wanted something that was going to maintain the fixture. They didn't want us to purchase new. What we did is we were rewiring every single fixture for this one to bypass the ballast, eliminate ballast wattage, and then put in an efficient LED lamp in its place. The monthly savings to go from the fluorescent lighting to the LED lighting was $16.79. So that means, by the way, this is like one of those situations where you can't screw it up because it's a 24/7 runtime. So they can never run their lights more than what they're running on already, unless they added more lighting. So at this, like worst case scenario, you're saving $16.79, right? Worse than best, because basically your lights are running all the time. The service agreement is $638. In order to move this forward, if you guys want us to come in and do all of the lighting upgrades, it's $638 a month. That means they are cash flow positive $1,042 a month. So they're still going to see $1,000 lower on their electric bill. Well,
Hey, Michelle.
It's not paid through the electric bill, and I want to make that clear.
Yep. Michelle.
Yes, sir.
Somebody's asking what is cost of maintenance after the 5th year mark?
The cost of maintenance after the 5th year mark, well, you guys, the client would maintain that. This proposal does not give you a price for maintenance after 5 years exactly, but it gives you more of an average over the course of 5 years. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like combined with savings. On the next slide. Our proposals, the Verde purchase proposal, will give you what the cost of maintenance is each year, which we use that proposal to create this one. So I can always provide that to the client and to the agent prior to this presentation. So we'll have that number, but we can determine that through our software. This proposal will not give that number exactly because everything is factored in to this savings. So these savings factor in maintenance, and any type of hazardous waste material, your energy, inflation, any type of extra additional surcharges or charges that you wouldn't really, it just depends on your utility. Some utilities charge more on usage and things like that, peak demand. So we analyze every bit of the service and maintenance and factor that whole number into this. So over the course of 5 years. So this proposal is not going to give that to you, but our proposal will. So moving on, this number here. Oh, actually, jump back 1 second. So your monthly savings, $1,000. So you're going to get your energy bill. Your energy bill is going to be less, $16.79 more or less, and then you're going to pay this to the to OUS. So that is you're going to be set up with an account manager and a company that you're making that payment to separately. It's not paid to ComEd. I just want to make that clear. And projected 10-year savings. These lamps are rated at 50,000 hours, so they will be able to last about 10 years. And over the course of 10 years, here is your projected savings. And then we do put in the utility rebate amount in this box here, so you guys do know what you're getting from the utility. Okay, we can go to the next slide. This slide, so now here's where it's hard to see because it's a little smaller. This box, what I like about this proposal is it breaks down your investment differently and also might click to one person versus the other. It just really depends. So this box right here is going to show you what you're paying and saving for the first 5 years. So for the first 5 years, your electric savings annual are right here. Your annual maintenance savings, they are broken down right here. on average. So 5,099 is that first box. So I was wrong. I do have that in here. But by the way, these are averages over the course of 5 years. So after 5 years, that could be a little different. I don't want people to get really honed up on that number, because as time goes on, lighting will be needed to be replaced more often. People are asking if we can zoom in on this slide.
We cannot, so we're going to send the PowerPoint to them. They can
Okay.
do that. Okay.
Okay. So I'll break it down as best as possible. Annual maintenance savings on this second column. You're going to get your annual capacity savings. Like this, they have a capacity charge here. So over time, they're going to see this be added to their lighting bill. And then you're going to see your total annual gross savings, and then your net savings. Your net savings, now this is really where people care the most about. So what am I going to save after year 1 or in year 2? So year 1, they're saving $10,995. Year 2, it's a little over $11,368. $12,983. So you're going to see these savings go up because, again, inflation is real, maintenance is real. And then something happens. So after year 5, the best part is the client assumes the entire system. So the buyout, legally, for somebody to do a service agreement and then be able to keep the system, there has to be a, quote, buyout. Well, what they put in their contracts is the buyout will be at market rate for all of the lamps. Their market rate for all the lamps is $0 because after 5 years, those lamps are not, you can't buy a lamp after 5 years. So it's pretty much $0. So that's what we're telling our clients. Don't worry about it. You guys get to keep the system after 5 years. Buyout is the biggest question I get, by the way, for these proposals. So after 5 years, they keep the system, and look, their savings jump. I want to say that's about $13,776 to $19,771 because they're no longer paying that $600 and some dollars to OUS to maintain the system. So that's the best part. After 5 years, you're actually saving more money. This bar graph at the bottom is going to show you how it breaks out. So the very bottom left in pink, currently they're paying annually, or over 10 years, actually they break down, $28,523 to the electric company. The middle box breaks down while you're on the lighting as a service program. Part of that, that pink drop, so less money to the utility. The blue is the service agreement, and now you actually are realizing some savings. After 5 years, you're going to be paying your electric to your utility, and then you realize all the savings. This is for a single location, yes. The best part is if you walk into a deal like this, you will, likely have a person who owns multiple locations. So when we were talking about this with this client, the potential for savings for the amount of locations that they had was over $300,000. So I think it was for 3 locations. So imagine what that would mean for a business owner. Over the course of 5 years, $300,000 in savings that they could allocate to anything else. Okay, next page. For some reason, it's all shifted on this page here, but this bar graph displays the cost of waiting. So sometimes certain things make different business owners and decision makers tick. So maybe it doesn't hit them how much they're saving, but maybe it hits them how much they're losing. The cost of waiting is listed here in, over the course of 5 years. So $11,000 essentially is what you are losing to not do it. All right, so next page. The last part of this proposal is the project scope. We always are going to put the scope in here. It breaks down by location and existing fixture versus the proposed fixture type. So it's really nice. They can see it room by room. This is a very easy, small scope, and you can tell, you know, exactly what is in place versus, and then what we will be putting in place. Oftentimes, some of the questions we'll get, you know, is, okay, great, but how do I know this is accurate? I mean, how do I know that we're going to actually realize these savings? Well, it's math, right? At the end of the day, if you take a 100-watt lamp and you replace it with a 50-watt lamp, that is an immediate reduction of 50%. So that's why we look at all three factors. We look at the energy bill to see what you're paying, what your rate is. We look at your actual fixtures. So that lighting audit is essential for us to be able to take a full inventory of your usage, every type of lamp that's in place, because we know what the wattage of each of those lamps are for the most part, and how long you're running your lights. If your lights are on 24/7, we know what that's going to be. It's a simple math problem. So we take your current existing wattage, usage, rate, and we come up with a number, a figure of what you're using kilowatt-wise, and then we plug it in with the new system. That's how we're able to determine all of those savings. Okay, next slide. I usually just throw this in there. I continue to train people on Verde processes and different things that are going on in our community and in the field. So I'm always here for people here locally. I know I'm out here in Chicago, but if anybody needs any additional training from me, personally, just let me know. But I do offer a monthly training every first Thursday of the month, which is between it's 9:30 to 10 a.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, and we cover various topics. Some of you guys might have been on it, but all of those are on Navigate Power Docs as well. We do record them and add them up there, and I also always include the deck. And don't forget, Navigate Power Docs does include all types of marketing material, technology information, and service partner information. If you're asking where is the marketing information for this, it's actually a work in progress right now. We are coming up with some marketing for this lighting as a service. We don't have any handouts created for this yet because we are still working with multiple partners to try to determine how we're going to help different levels of businesses. So right now what I'm doing is showing people the proposals. I'm talking about it and breaking it down. So feel free to use my docs, feel free to use the sample of the proposals just so that you can have people take a look at it. And I got to tell you, it's really created a lot of interest, and it's allowed me to expand my network. It's allowed me to get into different opportunities, better opportunities, and larger opportunities, because everyone knows money, money is a big issue for people like schools and universities, health field, things like that. So go out and spread your wings and start telling everybody about this, because it's going to help everyone in the next year just put money back into their pockets. I'm going to open up to questions. I believe that Don can probably, I don't know how you do that on the Zoom. I don't know if it's better for me to go into chat.
And
but
let me know if you...
okay, so just FYI, everybody, we just unmuted. So if everyone is like mid-conversation or talking to their kids or yelling at their dog, we can hear you.